welcome to my channel. My name is Mina. This is part 6 of the Knitting for Absolute Beginners series. In this video, I will show you how to combine all the skills we have learnt so far to make an oven cloth or scarf. Alright, let's get started. There are many different kinds of yarn out there. If you are making an oven cloth, you don't want anything synthetic because it may melt. Wool has fire extinguishing properties, so that's one good choice. Other natural fibers like linen, cotton, bamboo are also fine. If you are making a scarf, think about what you want touching your skin. Also think about what season you want to wear your scarf. Wool, alpaca, merino, cashmere are all great for winter, whereas linen, cotton, hemp and bamboo are good for light spring or autumn scarves. Synthetic yarns are easy to knit with for beginners and tend to be cheaper. Blended yarns are also popular. They are usually cheaper than 100% natural yarn, but are nicer to touch than 100% synthetic yarn. You can choose a natural fibre you want to work with, and then look for a blend which is more cost effective. There is usually a needle recommendation on the yarn packaging, but you can give or take a little with these recommendations. So for my scarf that I'm knitting, I'm going to use this beautiful hand-dyed yarn. It is 80% merino wool and 20% nylon, and it is by a small company called Fru Valborg, based in Sweden. For the oven cloth, I will be using this Alino Cotolin, which is 50% linen, 50% cotton, except I'll be using it in this color here. And for both projects, I am using 3.5 millimeter needles, which is what I've used throughout this entire series. We learnt how to knit the garter stitch and the stockinette stitch in this series. The garter stitch is the same on both sides and lies flat. The stockinette stitch has two distinct sides and tends to curl. You can also combine the two stitches in some way. Here I've alternated the garter stitch and stockinette stitch. But I realised that the wrong side looks like this, which I found interesting but thought it would be better for both sides to match. Here I have alternated the right side and wrong side of the stockinette stitch. This means both sides look the same. You can do something like this or just stick to the one stitch. When choosing how many stitches to cast on, you can refer to the recommendation on the yarn packaging. There will usually be some kind of guide that looks like this that will give you a good idea of how large your work will turn out. So I'll be casting on using the knit cast on method, which I showed you in part 1 of the series. So once your work measures your desired length, you can bind off. If you're working with the stockinette stitch, make sure you are up to a knit row when you bind off. Everyone has their own way of doing this, and there are no hard and fast rules. Use a crochet hook or tapestry needle to weave in the ends, following the pattern of your work. Find a stitch and then follow the path that the yarn takes for a few centimeters, and then cut the yarn. Alternatively, you can just cut the end if you don't mind the way that looks. Thank you so much for watching this video and this series. Let me know if you found it useful, as I'm thinking of making another series to follow with more beginner techniques for new knitters. And of course, if you did like it, please subscribe so you don't miss out on new knitting videos. See you next time. Bye.